Hey, welcome. Uh, so this is, if you're watching this is looking at the second unit in our class, chemistry. And yeah, like this class ideally would be taught in school, and we're looking at things, um, phenomenon in the classroom together and talking about it. But if pandemic continues on, then this is to supplement that. So here, or if you're just missing class, and if you're out of class, and this is a way to get that information. So we're looking at phenomena. It's just everything in this class is focused on what's something we see, and how can we explain some of the things that we're seeing. And we're going to start off with a substance. So this is um, a white substance, and we can see, well, if I have a dish here and I have, go ahead and pour some, of the same substance in here, would you taste this substance? And obviously it's in chemistry class, you probably should not taste anything. But if I told you it came from this, then would you taste it? Probably still shouldn't if it's in a beaker or something like that in a chemistry class. But regardless, this is, what do we know about table salt? So table salt has a name, sodium chloride. It's got sodium in it. It's got chlorine in it, and this is something we put on fries and food and all sorts of different things. But the question now is, well, what would happen if we took this and we looked at sodium? So let's take a second and look at sodium and see what happens.
What you see here is a small container. It's got some oil in it, and then in it is sodium. This is pure sodium. It's a metal, which is not something that you're used to thinking about, but sodium is actually a metal. And then if you look at this short video here, you can see that if you cut it, you can cut it with a knife. It's like butter, and you can actually just cut it with a sharp knife. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that sodium and now put it into water. And so just want you to observe and see what happens with that sodium when you put it into water. Kind of make some observations with what you're listening to and what you see.
And the next thing, so that was the reaction with sodium. We saw that. That's pretty crazy, make some observations about that. That was pure sodium. Remember, this is sodium chloride. It's got a different name, but pure sodium. That's how it reacts. And then this is pure chlorine. So this is a video. Just take a second and watch this video. What happens when pure chlorine interacts with us?
My kids hot, yeah, and the hospital pick up them and to check everything.
Bishlene Lee's daughter was in the pool and transported to the hospital. Lee says her 13-year-old is taking swim lessons at Calypso Tampa.
It's really worried.
The owners called 911 just before 7 o'clock when kids started getting nauseous and vomiting, signs of chlorine gas poisoning.
We just transported just to be safe.
Hillsborough County Fire Rescue spokesperson Corey Deardorff says a power surge caused one of the pumps to stop working. When the owners replaced the fuse, 2.5 gallons of chlorine built up in the pipes.
But when everything kicked back on and that water started to circulate again, it caused those chemicals to have a chemical reaction, releasing a small cloud of chlorine gas.
Okay, and now we are looking at some other different substances. So here's another substance, potassium chloride. Potassium chloride is in a lot of food things. So potassium chloride, you can see here in the right here, potassium chloride is in hot dogs. Okay, it's used as it's something that's they put in food, or we know that bananas have potassium in them. We eat those things. But now, what happens if I take pure potassium? So potassium, like we did with the sodium. What happens when you take pure potassium and put it into water? So we're gonna watch this reaction and make some observations.
Ready?
Yeah. Very satisfying reaction.
So now here's kind of the big first opening question. And I want you to just jot down as many questions as you can on the Google document. Why do you think we can eat some things, like why we can eat table salt, but sodium and chlorine, they're kind of toxic. So why, just go ahead and jot down what are as many questions as you can ask about what you saw. The reaction, the sodium chloride, just go ahead and jot down as many questions as you can. Try to get at least 5 different questions. No judgment on the questions, just type them up, and we'll start talking about this in the next lesson. All right, good luck.